Hello friends, today we will be talking about frying an egg, the most basic of cooking activity you can say. And based on the resources that you have, you might be in the ghetto where you just have some I don't know, so you're burning even rubbish or some coal-fired environment or some wood-fired fire, and you put some metal plate on top of it, and then you just fry your eggs. Or you might be living in a high-end area with luxurious kitchen, all branded utensils, Tefal, Philips, whatever it is. But the principle is still the same, all right, of frying an egg. So for those who never cooked before, hated cooking, or just randomly starting out, you probably want to do some simple things first, and together let's journey together, right, on this thing. As I've put in the description of my video, I'm not a chef, I'm not some expert, but it's more of a fun thing that we can do together and journey together. All right, so if you see here in my humble kitchen here, I've bought this. This is my latest, you might call it a guy would call it a gadget, right? Right, so this is, I got this in IKEA, a small mobile trolley where you can keep all your cooking stuff within easy reach. You can see the top shelf, I've put some herbs, spices. You can put some small salt bottle, as well as pepper. For example, salt and pepper are two key ingredients in frying an egg. If you want to have a nice tasting fried egg, unless you are the type who goes for raw, or you have some more exotic ways of frying your egg. For example, some people use, as you can see, the sauces on the left, right. Some might want to use some soya sauce and so on to add flavor to the egg. But at the very basic, you want to have your salt and your pepper, and then of course you need your eggs. You can't fry an egg without an egg, right? So this kind of trolley does help a lot in cooking. There are some things here which other people in the family have invaded my precious what do you call it, trolley, which I haven't filled up yet. I shall have to further what do you call it, design out my trolley and send all the invaders back to their original place. All right. So I just wanted to show you some of the equipment that will make your life easier. Ideally, the frying pan, it's mentioned that it's a non-stick pan would be the best, because eggs are notoriously sticky. So I would say that depending, to me, I'm talking about just cooking. I'm not talking about some kind of French cooking in a 5-star restaurant or what. So whatever tools you have, make the best what you have. Okay, all right. So after giving you a bit of intro about my surroundings, now we can get into the actual activity of it. Of course, you got to find a way to heat up your cooking area. Either whatever you're using, gas, or you're using electricity, or whatever way you're heating up. And then the kind of what do you call it, lubricant in guys speak that you might want to use to cook your egg. Although various cooking oils are available, the consensus is that the butter is the best. So if you have butter, use it. If you don't have butter, then you can use any vegetable oil that you have. All right. So we're going to put in some butter, and then we're gonna put the egg in there, and then we're gonna fry the boy nicely. All right. And depending, right, of course, there are various kind of classifications, right? If you're a nerd, you've got the sunny side up, you've got the over easy, over medium, over hard, and so on. So those are more advanced ways of doing it. We just talk about simple fried egg. Maybe, I guess, most likely it's a sunny side up. And when you're frying the egg, if you want the top also to be cooked evenly, you can put a lid on your frying pan, and maybe put a few drops of water to cook the top part as well, and then you have your fried egg ready. Okay, enough of talking. Let's get down to business. Alright guys, now we've got the heat going. Alright, so the frying pan is quite warm, and we're going to start by, as I mentioned, alright, butter. We put in nice amount of butter. Alright, you want to control the heat, right, between it being too high and too low, so that your egg does not get singed or overcooked. Okay, so you want to get yourself an egg, And some people like to hit the side of the frying pan, some people hit it on a flat surface. Well, the advantage of the flat surface is that supposedly you won't get the pieces of the shell of the egg, how to say, going into your frying pan. Alright, so that's why preference is to hit your egg shells on the side of your frying pan. Okay, so now that the process of frying is going on, okay, so what else do we want to add to our frying eggs being fried here? You might want to add some black pepper. Alright, okay, alright, if you have a proper shaker, that will be good. And you might want to add some salt. Okay, alright, add some salt. Okay, so it's pretty much done. Again, I feel my heat here is a bit on the higher side, but for an amateur cook, mainly you want to get it cooked, so that should be alright. And then after that, you want to make sure it's not overcooked. Alright, okay, you want to and then you might want to add a bit of water if you want to cook the top somewhat. It's like something like you are steaming the top part while the bottom part is fried, so something like that. And then once you give it a bit of time, alright, let the process of steaming on the top and frying at the bottom go on, and then in a very short while you'll have both sides cooked and you can take it out. Once if you can see from the outside, if it's a glass surface, you can see from the outside the whitishness appearing right on the top of the egg, and if you don't have a see-through cover, you have to sort of estimate it yourself. And once you see the whitishness is there, then you know both sides of the egg are cooked, and then you can switch off your heat. Alright, and then subsequently you can take out and present your egg to whoever you're cooking to, or for yourself in case you're eating. Alright. Okay, so there is the egg. So can you see where's the flaw? You see that the pepper are a bit clotted up here and there, so it could have been spread out better. That's my comment for this fried egg. I need to get a proper pepper dispenser, right? Because now I'm using an open container that I had. So this is how you do a fried egg. The yolk again here is a bit on the overcooked side. Again, it all depends on how you monitor your heat as you put the cover on your frying pan. Alright, so keep practicing, guys. So I'm just doing this as many of you are doing it, and as I mentioned earlier, I'm not a chef. It's just a fun sharing between all of us. And if you got any how to say other recipes you want me to try out and all that, do comment, and then we'll go together on this. Alright, okay guys, till I see you next time. Bye bye. Okay guys, the butter did make a big difference. It tastes really good. You can see this half eaten fried egg of mine. I'm eating it now, and if you look at the flip side of it, okay, it's not burnt or what, it's just nice golden brown in color. So it turned out quite well for me. It's not a hotel egg, so therefore the dollops of paper don't bother me. It tastes good. So of course, as we keep doing it, we can polish it better. And there are some people who use these metal rings, so that the egg will come out in a very beautiful circular shape, especially when they put in certain burgers and all that. But to me, depends, right? If you're just cooking for yourself, whether the cat is white or black, as long as it catches mice, right? So as long as it tastes good, just whack it. Alright, but of course, if you are in a professional okay guys, that's what happens when you eat and talk, because you're starting to cough, right? So if you're in a more professional environment, of course the cosmetic appearance will matter, and then maybe in one of the future videos we'll do a very cosmetically sexy looking fried egg. Alright, today is just what's the word for it, hardcore or a rough and tough or a survivor fried egg. Okay, alright guys, alright, bye.